Since November of 2005, the residents of Prospect Park in the United States have re-elected Mayor Mohamed Kairullah to office for 3 times in a row, capitalizing on his own experience to bring the best out of others. He proudly wears several hats, not only as an elected official but also as a passionate community activist. His relief efforts in the Middle East also have warmed the hearts of many people and many families, inspiring others to get involved. It is a great honor to have Mohamed Kairullah, the mayor of Prospect Park, on our program at Palestine International Broadcast. Welcome to the program, Mr. Kairullah.
Thank you very much. It is my pleasure and honor to be here with you today.
Yeah, Mr. Kairullah, the people of Prospect Park have re-elected you to office for 3 terms in a row. What is the secret behind that? What recipe you have for the people who like to get re-elected to office?
I think number one is making sure that we have provided good customer service to our residents. There's nothing more frustrating to a resident than a non-responsive elected official or a representative. I make sure that people have my personal cell phone number to reach me. And also, obviously, we make sure that our employees are very responsive to our constituents. The other thing is, politically speaking, is that we make sure that we bring everybody to the table. This is not an agenda of any personal dimensions. We make sure that our neighbors, whether they're Latinos, African Americans, Caucasians, all people are brought to the table to be representative and to have a voice.
Yes, and Mr. Kairullah, you're an immigrant from the Arab world to the United States. When you are given this confidence by the people of Prospect Park for 3 terms in a row, how do you feel? What does this mean to you as a person and as an immigrant and now United States citizen?
I'm obviously honored and humbled because of the trust. I think what it tells everybody is that America is a beautiful country, despite any disagreements that we might have on international or local policy. But the Constitution, the laws, provide really for opportunities for anybody to succeed as long as they work very hard. The other thing that it tells me is, we have a lot of biases against Arabs and Muslims. But when we are engaged in our local communities, when we serve the people, we create the narrative. We change the story. Our neighbors will no longer think of us in terms of how the media tells them or the movies tells them we are, but they think of us in terms of the service that we provide for them. So I think we have a tremendous opportunity to change the narrative based on this community service.
Yes, we know that the Zionist narrative in the United States has been prevalent since ever, and the Arab and Muslim contribution to give their narrative space in the United States remains limited. Now, when you are in this position as a mayor of an American city and the Arab and Muslim people who occupy such posts, to what extent do you think you can contribute to changing the image about the Arab world and the Muslim world and to deliver the narrative as it is, especially when it comes to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict?
Well, media plays a big role in shaping the opinion of the American public. So it is definitely an uphill battle, but you have to work it one community at a time. When I became involved in politics in New Jersey, there were probably, you could count the Muslim or Arab elected officials on one hand. Now, New Jersey, one of the small states, has the highest number of Muslim and Arab elected officials, over 30 of them. So I think you work in that terms. You work locally, and it's going to take time. We don't have the resources to combat the media, but we have the ability to change minds and hearts one person at a time through the work that we do in our local communities.
Yes, and this leads me to a follow-up question when it comes to the American foreign policy, specifically when it comes to Israel-Palestine conflict. Do you think that the Arab-Muslim community can lobby these days and advocate for the rights of the Palestinian people? Especially we are talking about a new administration with hope that it will have a different policy towards the Palestinians' rights and the Palestinians' cause.
I definitely think so. I just think it's we need to start thinking long term. It is not something that we're going to change overnight. But I think there are talks, there are more vocal members of Congress that are speaking about Palestinian rights. There right now, at least, there's 3 members of Congress who are Muslim. There are more people who are getting involved in different kinds of states. It's the number of Muslim elected officials, the Arab elected officials is increasing. One of them is obviously Rashida Tlaib, who is of a Palestinian descent. So the voice of the Palestinian and the Arabs is being heard more and more, and it's going to take time, but there has to be, we have to stay the course because we've been absent from any serious discussions about what's going on in the Middle East. It was being discussed by different people based on information that they receive from one side. And now we have a seat on the table where we could give our opinion and our thoughts. And I think the ships are turning for a more just end to the situation in the Middle East.
Yes, and my final question to you, Mr. Kairullah, we know that there are a lot of 20 projects between the municipalities of many cities around the world. Is there a 20 project between the municipality of your city and any city in occupied Palestine? And if there is not, do you have this on your agenda?
There's currently none, but we obviously welcome any partnership because obviously we don't want to work in isolation. We want to work as a beacon of hope for anyone who wants to learn, who can share experience. We could share experience with them. We had the honor 8 days ago of appointing a new police chief who happens to be of Palestinian descent, Amin Matari. That possibly will open great doors for us with any municipality in the occupied territories.
Yes, Mayor of Prospect Park, Mohamed Kairullah, thank you very much. It has been a great pleasure joining our program. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you very much, and Ramadan Mubarak to everyone.
Ramadan Mubarak. Thank you very much. And thank you very much for watching. And from me, Usama Nazal, goodbye and Ramadan Mubarak.